Hey guys, Alyssa Austin here, founder of Poison Professional and author of 35 Days of Confidence. And today I want to talk to you about a very popular subject. In fact, it's so popular that it has about 7,000 monthly searches on Google every single month. And that topic is how to be more confident. Specifically, where does confidence come from? Now, I get this question a lot, both in person and over email, and I see it everywhere. And you probably do too. On magazine covers, on social media, there are so many pieces of advice out there advising you on how to become more confident if you just do this thing or that thing or the other thing. Because everyone wants to be confident, right? Everyone wants to be able to access that feeling of true pride and fulfillment and ferocity that comes from being totally and completely confident in who you are. And the good news is, this is totally possible. You just need to have the right tools to adjust your mindset and your actions. Because just like riding a bike or learning a new language, confidence is actually a learned skill. It's something that you can learn whether you're, a baby or you're 5 years old or even a grown adult. And even if you don't feel confident right now or if your self-esteem is low, you can always, always, always improve your confidence in yourself. And there's a quote that I love to reference that explains this concept so well, and I know that I've mentioned it before, but it's worth saying again. And that quote is from Anna Freud, and it says, "I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time." And that's just the thing. Confidence comes from within you. We may think, oh, if I only lost those last 10 pounds, or if I had a boyfriend, or if I had this job, or that thing, or the other thing, then I would finally be confident. But this is not how confidence works, folks. So the question still remains, how can you actually become more confident? If yes, it truly is a learned skill and it comes from within you, meaning that you have everything that you need to be confident in this very moment, then how do you activate it? That's the million-dollar question, right? Well, there are a few things that I've learned about confidence over the years that I know to be true. Everyone has a different definition of what confidence is and where it comes from and things that work for them. But these are things that I've found without fail to be true about confidence. And one of those things, and maybe one of the most important lessons that I've learned over the last couple of years, is that you cannot have true confidence without authenticity. I'm going to repeat that. You cannot have true confidence without authenticity. What do I mean by that? What the heck are you talking about, Alyssa? Well, in short, the only way to be truly confident is to be true to who you are, to embrace the things that make you different, the things that make you special, the things that make you unique, the things that make you like no one else. And I can personally attest to this. I've always been a very confident person. I guess you could say it's my superpower. And there are three main things that I attribute that to. The first one is my upbringing, the way that my parents raised me, and my mom and my dad talked to me as I was growing up. They told me that if I worked hard, I could do anything. And I really took that to heart, and it shaped how I grew. The second thing is my training as a performer. I started dancing when I was 3. I started doing theater when I was in, I think, 3rd grade, and it just really created this love in me of being in front of an audience and, gave me that confidence to go out on stage and perform and do something that I discovered that I loved. And the third thing that has helped me grow my confidence is my work in a corporate marketing setting for about 8 years. Confidence is so, so important to business, and it's so, so important in the workplace. And having that hands-on experience really helped me understand the role of confidence in growing yourself and growing your career path and how it can help advance you to places that you want to go. So it wasn't until about 2 years ago, though, I'll say maybe 2.5, when I started locking in on my passions, rediscovering some passions, which I'm going to share that story with you, that this really all became very clear to me, the role of authenticity in discovering true confidence. Because I had always been a confident person, like I said, but the difference between where I was 2 years ago and the place that I am now is night and day. So anyways, Up until about 3 years ago, I had been working very consistently as a marketer. Like I said, I have about 8+ years in the field. I had, hopped from various marketing job to marketing job, tried different things, tried to find, the thing that I was passionate about and the job that would make me stay there. And I was doing well for myself. I had a steady schedule, steady job, steady paycheck, good money. I was living out here in beautiful San Diego. I had great friends. We had a lot of fun. And I was happy. And then about 3 years ago, I started working for a guy named Brian Tracy, who I have mentioned before. I consider him to be a mentor and a good friend. And he is a long-term leader, long-term, in the personal development and time management space, as well as tons of other things. He's super knowledgeable about sales and business and just, achieving your goals. Wonderful, wonderful person. And working for Brian kickstarted a huge journey for me, realizing that there was an entire industry devoted to helping people change their lives for the better. My introduction to the personal development industry. And working with Brian, as well as working with other personal development experts like Jack Canfield, who you may know as the author of Success Principles and also the co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul series, and helping to build their programs and run their marketing efforts and understanding what it took to really make positive, proactive change in people's lives. It was a turning point for me. Realizing that someone could make a living, a really good living, actually, from helping others it was very eye-opening to me. And I had never considered that as a possibility of something that you could do with your life. In addition, studying Jack Canfield's work also really instilled in me a deep desire to figure out my purpose, my reason for being. And I was probably, in fact, I know I was, very annoying to my now husband at the time, because I would ask him all the time. I would just bug him. I'd be like, yeah, I'm doing this stuff, but is it my purpose? What's my purpose? What am I supposed to do? What am I meant to be doing in the world? And it was also around this time that I started rediscovering theater and performing. I stopped dancing as soon as I graduated college. I stopped doing theater as soon as I graduated high school. And I slowly started to take dance classes again. And I also started to realize that San Diego, where I live, has an incredibly rich theater and arts community. And so I started thinking, well, maybe they have theater here. Maybe there's theater I could do. Maybe that's something I want to do again, because I used to love it so much. So I started to do some research, and I discovered an audition for a local production of a show called A Chorus Line. And I was so excited because I had seen that show and that movie, and I loved it. And I was inspired. I was like, what can I do to get ready for this? I really want to do this. I really want to do this. What can I do to get ready? So I took dance classes, I got a voice coach, and I just started working, and I prepared really hard for this audition, and I got the part. And what I found as I was doing this show was life-changing, because I had been happy up until, doing this show. I had, like I said, a great job and great friends, and I had every reason to be happy. But there was something missing in my life that I didn't realize. And when I did this show 2.5 years ago, I felt alive again. Everything that I had been searching for and hopping from job to job, that fulfillment aspect, it was right here. I'm getting a little bit emotional talking about this. But doing this show, that show, Chorus Line at Coronado Playhouse, I will forever be grateful to it, because it put everything into motion for me. Connecting with a passion that I had kind of just, shuffled under the rug, and performing in the show kicked off this life-changing journey that has led me to where I am right now. And a realization that it's so important to make time for the things that feed your soul. And, from that show, I started to do more theater and pursue professional work and to continue to do what I loved, because it awoke this feeling in me and this connection with my authentic self that I had forgotten about. And as I started pursuing more opportunities, I found that more opportunities came my way. And this is something that I also believe wholeheartedly, that when you do the work that you are meant to do, when you do the work that sets your soul on fire, and you use the gifts that God gave you, then the universe will present abundant opportunities to you. But we'll talk about that in a different video. And like I said, this kicked off a crazy journey for me that has led me here. It has led me to this space where I can do the work that I know I'm meant to do as a performer, and I can do the work that I know I'm meant to do in helping other people kick off their same journeys and to discover their true confidence and the power that that true confidence has in helping them live their best, most authentic, most fulfilling lives. As a result of that show, which was a huge catalyst and connecting with my authentic self, it has led me to exactly where I want to be, where I finally feel like I'm doing the work that I am meant to do, and I'm living my purpose, and I know exactly who I am and what I want. And that's my story. And that realization of connecting with your authentic self and finding your authenticity and the role that that has in transforming your confidence and the way that you feel about yourself, it's undeniable. But the question still remains, for you, how do you find that authenticity? How do you find that authenticity that then creates true confidence? Well, in my opinion and in my research, the best way to find authenticity in your life and then discover your true confidence is by spending the time and investing the time in self-discovery. And here's what I mean by that. Figuring out, what makes you happy? What's important to you? What are your values, your priorities in life? What are your strengths, your passions? What are things that are important to you? And above all, what do you want? What do you want in this life? And what's stopping you from going after it? In short, there are two questions that I think really define finding that sense of confidence in yourself. And they are, who are you? And what do you want? These two questions I have found are paramount in discovering your true confidence, because regardless of what you want to do, who you want to become, what your hopes and dreams are, confidence will help you get there. Confidence is the key. And true confidence comes from this authentic discovery of knowing exactly who you are, what you want, and then fiercely pursuing what you want. So, when someone asks you, or when someone asks me, where does confidence come from? I maintain that it comes from living authentically, connecting with your most authentic self, discovering who you are and what you want, and then fiercely pursuing those things. And if you want to learn more about that, or if you want to take tangible steps in figuring those things out because you need some help, that's exactly why I'm here. That's exactly what my purpose is and what brings me joy and fulfillment in life. So there will be a link below this video for you to learn more about how to do that. And you can always just send me a message too on Facebook or my email. And I look forward to talking with you about it and helping you start your journey to true, authentic confidence.